Hello everybody. I'm going to invite some of you so that you know I'm on here. I'm being a little silly. We are in a Arctic chill. It is so flippin' chilly in Chicago, and we're going to get dumped on with tons and tons of white, beautiful snow, like 8 to 12 inches tomorrow. My husband just called and said, hey, I'm coming home early. He's in Seattle, and he says, I'm coming home early because of the snow. So I thought, why not have my hat and scarf on for you, because I'm in my house cold. And I have so many windows that I am freezing. My hands are cold. You can probably hear my space heater underneath me. Hey, Janice, I haven't talked to you in a while. Hey, Connie. And so I just thought I'd do my message all bundled up for you in my winter gear with my beanie on. Dallas Harding was here this weekend from London, and he's like, Pam, you were all bundled up. Yes, I am. Oh, Melody, you have the air on in Florida. Good for you, girlfriend. Yeah, I'm chilly. I'm come visiting. I'm coming soon. So, yeah, rub our hands together. Oh, get some warmth, all my Chicago friends. And those of you that live where it's warm and you have a nice tan, good for you. So tonight, the message of the 14 arrows of love is, oh, I want to turn this on so that it'll give me a little bit more light. Let there be light. The message is listen and witness. So I'm going to start with, hey, Rochelle, all the way in Aussie land. It's hot there. Hey, Aussie girl. Okay, so starting tonight with a story. So listen and witness. And I have to say, learning to listen was a big deal for me. So I grew up the youngest of 4 kids in a very vivacious, strong-willed, strong personality family. And if you've read my first book, you'll know that it was a big entrepreneurial family. So we had lots of business meetings at my house. We had sales trainings at my house. And me being the youngest, this was all in full swing when I was growing up. So a lot of dinner meetings. And instead of constantly sending me with a babysitter, which I had lots of babysitters, and I loved my babysitters most of the time, but instead of always sending me away, my parents took me along for the ride. So I grew up in that atmosphere, you're better seen and not heard. And I also grew up with so many strong personalities as wonderful siblings that we're all very successful people. But getting a word in edgewise took a lot. And so when I was younger, believe it or not, everyone, I was more that shy one that kept their mouth shut. And I had to learn to use my voice to get my words in. And then I took it a little too far, to the point where I was interrupting people constantly. And I still have that in me every so often. So the real quiet people think, who is this girl? Because I'm very direct. And I have a strong personality. I know who I am. But I learned through the years, through my 20-year journey on the yoga path, about listening. And it was life-changing. But I went through a lot of emotional clearing and emotional work to get through the feeling of not being heard. Maybe that's why I'm on Facebook Live right now, letting you guys hear me, because I'm over that. Now it's kind of like, just let it fly. But for a long time, I had that issue of not being heard. And when you have the issue of not being heard by people that you want to hear you, people that you desire to hear your message, like your family or your dad or your mom or your teachers or whoever it is, if you're in a committee and you want the head of the committee to hear you, you overspeak. So check in a little bit and see, am I one that overspeaks? And, as look at all my bundles. As a teacher of the chakras and the energy centers of the body, you have the 5th chakra is about I speak, but it's also I listen. I speak without even being heard, I speak without talking, right? I listen, or I am heard even in silence. So it goes both ways, that you can have over the amount in that energy and you can have under amount in that energy where you don't use your voice. So I'm kind of talking about that piece that, Alex, you don't feel heard. I will listen to you. I hear you on this. Look at you. I have pointed you out both nights. I hear you, Alex. And that's one of our big things. I am wanted. I am worthy. I am heard. All those things matter. So when I'm getting texted. So when I looked at, there's lots of ways to speak about listen and witness. So I just wanted to be vulnerable and real and say, this is one of my challenges, that as a life coach, health coach for many, many years, I really had to work at this one. I had to work at clearing that emotion of not being heard. And different people I would work with would zone right into it, and I'd go ding, 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 yes. And I realized that I needed to find where I would be heard. And hence my teacher, which I've talked about almost every one of these, Stacey Vann, she heard me. In fact, she stayed with me multiple months and months, and multiple nights a week till 3 a.m. as we communicated back and forth, and she heard my questions and she answered me and she heard me. And through that is probably the reason why at one point when my teacher said it's time for you to teach yoga, because back in the day it wasn't that you just signed up for a teacher training and said, I want to go be a yoga teacher. That's not how it was back in the day. You were commissioned, you were given permission by your teacher to teach. And when I got that permission and I got in front of the yoga room and I could really speak from my heart without having to prove anything, without having to jump in. And I got this visual right now. Have you ever seen any of those old movies where dinner time was such a big deal that the mom would put the meal on the table and everybody would whoosh, swarm in and be grabbing all the food? I just got that visual. That's kind of always how I felt about being heard. Like if there was a conversation going on, I got to get it in now. I got to tell them now. I got to jump in. And then when I went into the yoga room, I felt like that was no longer. That I could actually speak from my heart. And that the words that I was sharing were valuable, and they were valued by the students. And it was life-changing. And so it's been a journey learning that, and it's been a journey to listen. And so when I went through my first coaching program many, 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 many years ago, gosh, it's been probably, 18 years ago, when I went through that first program to learn about helping others, we learned active listening. So active listening, right? Like when somebody's talking to us, it's similar to what I'm doing and reading your notes here. Victoria says, I love hearing you speak at that time, Pam. All the time, Pam. That's active listening. So even if it's coming through social media, I'm actively listening by repeating to Victoria what she said or what I heard her say. And active listening is a beautiful skill. So if that is a new term for you, look it up. Look up what that means to actively listen to someone. Now, I also want you to look at my eyes. Do you see how much eyelid you see for me? A lot of eyelid, which that means I like things straight to the point. And so I have to tell you that if you're telling me a long story, it is a lot for me to sit there and hear. Thanks, Chels. For me to hear every detail. Because I am one of those people that likes to get straight to the point. So let me teach you a tool. Number one, we already said, active listening. Look it up, okay? Chakras. Look up what that 5th chakra is all about. I kind of gave that to you. It's about speaking, but not over speaking, right? But this one, oh, now I lost my train of thought because I went back to those tools. What was the one I was going to tell you about? Oh, see what happens? I got ahead. Oh, eyebrows, eyes, eyelids. If you can see the person's eyelids like mine, that means they like to get straight to the point. So keep your story concise and straight to the point. But if you cannot see any of the eyelid, then they want to hear everything. Okay? They want to hear every single detail. Interesting, right? So if you're teaching someone, I like the Cliff Notes. But if you're teaching someone that you don't see their eyelid, they need all the goods. Okay? So there's another tool. Now, listening and witnessing. I want to read to you, because remember we visit this book this month, Teach Only Love. And I love this chapter called Become a Love Finder. So we can become love finders rather than fault finders. Regardless of what another person's behavior may be, we can always choose to see only the light of love in that person. Powerful. I want to read this part to you. Once we make the decision to go through life loving rather than judging, our lives are transformed. So often, hey Jamina, so often when we listen, it's easy to get a judgmental mind and put ourselves in there and one-up people and think about ourselves with what they're listening to. It is a beautiful skill to listen to someone and find the love that they are sharing, not judging them. And believe me, we're human. And you'll catch yourself and you'll go, why am I thinking about that? I need to focus on what they're saying. Yes. Listen and witness what they're saying. This can seem an almost impossible task for those who have not experienced the part of themselves that is already a love finder. But it is the very fact that this part exists within all of us that makes such a transformation not only possible, but sometimes surprisingly easy. All that is required is the willingness to closely question every judgment, every unhappy thought, whether directed at ourselves or another, and then to look within for the voice of love. You may be assured that this voice is your gift from your higher power, your way to see with love, your honest vision. From a spiritual standpoint, the true purpose of all our relationships is joining and learning to look from love is simply acknowledging this truth. Be a love finder, my friends, and that's why I love, yes, it is Jamina, that's why I love two things. Urban Zen Integrative Therapy. I've got my shirt on today because I taught 2 classes today of Urban Zen. And Urban Zen took me from that active listening, which is a beautiful way to listen, and all that's why health coaching, psychotherapy, all of that is so beautiful, because it is active listening and you are being heard. But in Urban Zen Integrative Therapy, we also listen without reaction. And we call it bearing witness. And have you ever been given 5 minutes to sit and talk about a topic with someone listening through their heart and their eyes with no reaction? I want to invite you to try that with a loved one. Set a timer, sit very close to each other, crisscross, sit in chairs, whatever, sit really close to each other, stare into each other's eyes for a moment, and then time it and let someone speak and the other one listen without reaction. It's profound. Profound. It's simple but profound. And when you learn to listen that deeply, it's so beautiful on both ends, the giver and the receiver. So I love what I learned with Urban Zen Integrative Therapy. But I also love all these oils. Obviously, you know that by now, and many of you love them with me. But you realize that I call them little bottles of love. I call them little bottles of love because of there is not an oil here. I should say it like this. Every single oil here can help you listen. Every single one. There's not one more than the other. There's not one to pick out that is the one to help you listen. Every single one of these little bottles of love help you to pause. You rub them on, and if you reboot and take a moment as you apply a therapeutic grade essential oil, there will be a message for you if you listen. So we've talked about listening to others and jumping in and having conversation, but what about listening to yourself? Oh my goodness, huge, right? And I had so many conversations. I was on Zoom. I was in classroom and on Zoom today, like nonstop. And we have this little voice. Maybe it's on your right side or maybe it's on your left. The voice that doubts you, gives you all kinds of grief. The voice that sits there and says, what are you doing that for? Blah, 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 blah. And you can shut that one up and listen to the voice that says, I am aware. I am beautiful. I am capable. I am worthy. Right? I am love. And listen to that voice, and that voice over there, get out one of your little bottles of love and put it on and say, bye-bye, voice. So that you're only listening to the positive within you. Be that love finder for others as well as yourself. And believe me, I need to hear this. Right now, I feel a little fluffy. Meaning I'm a little fluffy for me. And I have to listen to that little fluffy voice and go, I am beautiful. So it can be in so many ways that we use these little bottles of love. So as far as a product tonight that I want to share, I had to go up to my bathroom and get my special bubbles. And I call these my bubbles. They are different bath and shower gels from Young Living Essential Oils. And I have to tell you, why do I grab these when I'm talking about listening and witnessing? Because I start my day with these bubbles, and almost every night I end my day with these. And so I'm going to tell you about a few of them. This one is called Morning Start Bath and Shower Gel from Young Living Essential Oils. And I love these because there's none of those harsh chemicals, toxic chemicals, wacky ingredients that are bad for us. I know I'm safe using these. Hey, Jennifer. I know I'm safe using these. I'm not even getting hot. That's how cold it is right now in Chicago that I'm all bundled up and I'm not even hot. So Morning Start Bath and Shower Gel. It's invigorating, full of naturally cleansing and moisturizing botanicals to jumpstart your day with vigor and energy. The oils in it are peppermint. Can you waking up in the morning, your shower? Peppermint, lemongrass, and rosemary essential oils uplift and energize the body and mind, and juniper purifies the skin. And it's a beautiful blend. So it's lemongrass, rosemary, juniper, and peppermint. It smells amazing. It's so good to start your day. So there you have. And it's good for all your private parts. Hey, Samantha Weber, my godchild's on here. Hey. So it's great for all the little girl private parts. I know some of you mommies are like, what bubbles can I use? My kids love bubbles, but my little girl needs some protection down under. Well, these are safe for all of that. Okay? So, morning start. Now, why do I say in the shower? I don't know about you guys, but that's my time to download. My time to download is in the shower. I love to turn that hot water on and listen. I feel my feet. I envision, like using the oil of Envision last night, I envision a waterfall of light coming all around me in the shower. I'm not under a shower spout with just water coming at me in this little square. I am under a beautiful waterfall of white light every morning. Who joins me in that? I download so much information by really listening and witnessing in the shower that I have expressed this so much to my yoga students that my yoga students bought me a waterproof pad of paper and a waterproof pencil that sticks on my shower wall so that I can write down my downloads so I don't forget them. That's how much comes through me and how much I'm listening in the shower. Oh my gosh, Kylie the Red, yes. Take some pictures. My pictures haven't shown up very well, but I need to get those pictures. Hey, Chris. So morning start helps with all of that because you're putting in those beautiful oils, little oils of love of peppermint, lemongrass, rosemary, and juniper. Now, I also like sensation, morning or night. Sensation, bath and shower gel. Can you use your imagination with sensation? Oh yeah. And I like to listen to my loved ones in the morning when they give me time before work. Before work gets up and going. Why is sensation not sensation hand and body lotion? Where is my sensation? I'm gonna have to look on here. Glasses time. Hootie woohoo, gotcha some. Okay, so the oils in sensation are, you ready? Coriander, ylang ylang. What's coriander? Coriander helps you with the feelings of being overwhelmed. Almost every blend in Young Living that is great for Valentine's Day and Love Month has coriander. And coriander, I learned, helps you with the feelings of being overwhelmed. And even though you think that you're all good with the hanky-panky, you might have a little overwhelming feelings, and coriander helps. Ylang ylang balances the male and female energies. Let's see. Bergamot, citrus oil that's total calming. Jasmine, turn on the jazz. Yeah. And then geranium, which is beautiful for our love in motion. Okay? So sensation. And how does sensation, this might be a brand new bottle. Absolutely. I'll open it up because it was in need of open. I just threw one away the other day. Oh, it's intoxicating, yummy scent. And that is it. This is the jazz for Valentine's right here. Okay? So then, you know those days when you just need a healthy nervous system to relax and let you chill and let you just have that even keel? Like, oh, there it is. I found it. You need to be even. That's when I use my lavender bath and shower gel, whether it's morning in the shower or nighttime in the bath. And it's infused with pure lavender oil. Lavender bath and shower gel will cleanse and rejuvenate your skin as it soothes and relaxes your mind. No synthetic chemicals in these babies. And it's lavender, lemon, myrrh, and davana. All right, who wants some lavender? So, and that little blend of lavender and lemon in there and myrrh, yum. So lavender. Now, if you guys don't know about this, call me, contact me. Let's have some conversations about these. These are phenomenal. You know, I'd rather have any kind of conversation than an email or anything. So my phone number is even on my business Facebook page. So call me. Let's have a conversation. Last but not least, this is my all-time favorite one, is Evening Peace Bath and Shower Gel. I order this about every other month because I go through it pretty quick, sometimes every month. Evening Peace Bath and Shower Gel refreshes the skin and calms the mind, designed to relax tired, fatigued muscles and help soothe away stress and the leftovers of the day. It gives you evening peace. The name says it all. And the oils in it are ylang ylang, sandalwood, coriander, we talked about, bergamot. Here's the big difference. Blue tansy. Blue tansy is in here. Clary sage, lemon, jasmine, and Roman chamomile and palmarosa. So it's very similar to the Sensation. Sensation has some of the similar oils, but then this blue tansy, and it gives it a blue color. Let me see. It's blue when it comes out. Oh, it's so awesome, yum. I probably got blue on my nose because blue tansy is a beautiful oil for the skin, but it also helps us purify, detoxify, and calm and soothe. And yeah, Kylie, sandalwood. Hello. Sandalwood is a must. So look how blue tansy is. Gives a beautiful color. And how do you make that up? That is not food. That is not coloring. That is straight from the plant. So there you have it. You've got all kinds of bath and shower gels because listening and witnessing starts in the shower. Listening and witnessing to yourself. Being a love finder for you. Downloading information as you listen to divine energy. And then that helps you practice to go out and listen to everyone in your world. Not only listening to everyone else, but listen to yourself. Listen to your body. Listen to the good parts of your mind. Tell the negative part of your mind to go away. Right? Quit saying that because I got this positive stuff over here. Listen to your partners and witness each other. Listen to your friends and witness each other. One of my favorite things that I say in yoga classes, and if you've been in a yoga class with me, you've heard me say it. Listen, hear, and know. Listen, let it come in. Hear what is being said. Take it all the way into your being and know where to go from there. Listen, hear, and know when you're on a yoga mat, when you're listening to your friends, when you're listening to your own positive mind. Listen, hear, and know. All right, there you go. That is the 14 arrows of love for tonight. So what do we say at the end? Remember, turn your love on. Ciao.